Hey guys, what is good in your world? My name is Spark. This is my partner Russell, and we're gonna have a chat today about the program. It's one of my is a word that I use a lot actually in my vocabulary, and I think it's an important word because your life is running on a program.
I'm actually, now that you're saying that, I don't know about the program, but I'm interested in my program. more so.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And just now coming to a point and seeing this a lot when I was younger is just understanding that everyone is running a certain program. We all are. I started getting like a lot. I got very interested and starting to get more and more interested in where is my program coming from? Where are my beliefs coming from? Where, just actually, if you think about just your language that you use, the language that you're speaking right now, we're speaking English, man. The only reason why we speak it is because it was given to us from where we grew up. So we were given. I'm just curious on what percentage, how much of me is me, and how much of me is I'll use the program that I've been given.
So, would you say that your program is your subconscious mind? Is that your programming?
You could even be conscious of it.
Yeah, but you're only conscious of 5%. According to Dr. Joe Dispenza, you're running your life at 95% of your day is subconscious programming.
Yeah.
Where does that come from, right? Does it, it starts from the time that we're born, from our parents and from their parents, and then from the television, and then from schools, and
Well,
it's a crazy amount of programming and indoctrination. And I think for me, when I hit about 40 years old and I felt like I was losing my mind, I think what I was doing was I was actually shedding that program because my life was falling apart and I was trying to figure out who I was.
well, maybe what was happening is you weren't losing your mind, you were gaining your mind, you were getting your own mind, and you started losing the mind that was programmed into you.
That's crazy.
Possibly.
How many people do you think actually, end up in mental institutions and end up in hospital because they literally feel like I felt like I was like losing my mind, because as I was looking around, I felt so out of alignment and everything felt so wrong, and I felt like I was living in an illusion almost, like it was crazy.
Well, I would say that that's probably not far from the truth, because probably what was going on originally is you were given all these beliefs and how things should be and the way you should be acting to fit into whatever environment or society you're in. And then as you start getting a bit older, a lot of things, that seems not right to me, or that doesn't seem correct, and that seems strange. And now I guess you have a fracture that's happening with a lot of people, and they're starting to question, and you start to question yourself, I guess is what happens first, right? So all these things that I've been subconsciously programmed to believe are true and right, and this is what I should be doing, and this is the way things are, and then it's like there's something, but that doesn't seem right, that don't seem right to me, that feels, something feels wrong about that. So now you're questioning yourself. You start questioning yourself, and well, then where did that lead you, right? It leads you outside yourself, basically. And now you're asking other people for answers, but then the people that you're asking for answers are people that have gone through this themselves. And some of them are aware of it, and some of them are not aware. So who answers the questions for you? Who are you going to turn to for answers, basically? And who are you going to believe, or what can you believe? So you're saying to yourself, this kind of happens to me a lot, right? So I'm saying to myself, oh God, I'm kind of aware now that a lot of the stuff that I think I know, or I thought I knew, or the things that I believe were true in that, I'm starting to understand, wow, that's really, I haven't proven any of this stuff, and a lot of these things are, well, some of them may be true, some of them may not be. So I'm a little bit confused now. So I got to ask some people for some answers, or ask a few questions. And then I go to people and ask them questions, and I'm starting to think, well, I wonder now how much of theirs is theirs and how much they truly know. And are they just going to repeat stuff out of some book to me? Are they just going to repeat what they've been told that they know? Or do they actually know something, right? So then it leads to more and more questions, right? So where do you go when you can't go outside for questions?
Well, I mean, for me, in my experience,
For answers, actually.
for my experience back then, I kind of went into self-isolation, and I kind of really alienated myself from the outside world, and I did it sober, which I've had addiction issues. It was difficult. It was really difficult because you're forced to sit with with this program that's just shattering. All your paradigms are shattering. Everything is shattering, and you're like, holy shit, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Right? I know who society told me I was. I know who my peer group told me I was. Right? My family unit. But like, who am I? And it's been quite the journey. And I'm not there yet.
No, and I think there's a lot also with overcompensation and going to total rebellion, right? So it's probably somewhere in the middle. So I think about myself now. Well, I'm a combination of a lot of people. So who you are would be like a lot of you hear this like in native stuff now, like you are your ancestors and stuff, man, and you are your environment, and you're a part of your environment. But you're also an individual, and you have your own individual thoughts, and I believe you can. It seems like a lot of mine are pretty individual because you say it to me all the time. I don't know. So I guess you're a little bit of everything, right? You hear that too. A lot of the religious kind of texts, and that is God and stuff is everything. It's everyone is everything, right? So that starts to make a little bit of sense. And then you start thinking about science too, with the quantum world and quantum physics, mechanics, or whatever. And that all says similar stuff too. So it leads to more questions than answers, right? And so who am I? So let's talk for a second, just say that. So, okay, someone's asking me a bunch of questions and looking for answers, when what I can basically do for them is give them more questions. And that just expands more, I guess. So it's on me to think it out. It's on me to think about it. Someone can tell me stuff and I can believe certain things. And I can stop, or I can go, and I can continue again and have a little break. I'm not going to think about it no more. But ultimately, it's my decision. I get to decide. I'm the one who has to steer this boat, this ship, as an individual, right?
Absolutely.
One thing though I find about this though, and I talk about programming and talking about, so why is there such division, right? Why wouldn't just knowing that kind of stuff cause more congruence and more people coming together, knowing that we're people that don't have the answers in that, right? And why has it caused fights?
Oh, I think that's ego.
Well, ego, right? But someone has a belief in something. Someone believes something, and I believe this, and you believe that, so now we're going to fight. How do you know what you're saying is true? How do I know what I'm saying is true? I'm telling you this, that I don't know what I'm saying is actually true, but I'm just more willing to ask questions and not freak out that I don't know the answer. So a lot of people, I think, if they don't have the answer, they start to freak out. Freaking out, man. I don't know what the answer is. It causes conflict internally, right? So you just think about that yourself. You got a problem, you got an issue going on. You're there and you got a puzzle to figure out. You got an obstacle. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I can't figure this out. Well, what happens internally with most people? They get angry. I'm doing a Rubik's Cube. I can't figure this out and flick that. I'll bust the shit out of that. You know what I mean? But it causes conflict.
It does.
But it seems like it's normal to not know the answer to a lot of stuff. And if you don't, what would someone who was mature tell you? Just relax. Take a few breaths. Right? Anyway, it's interesting stuff, that's for sure.